it will save my time. So you are Miss Fanny Rabas, and today is November 16, 2009. We are at Moulin Rouge, and here we go.
Sorry for my English.
No problem.
The music is not live, it's a recorded music because we recorded the music 2 years before we created the show in 1999, and the recording took 2 months in a studio, and it was with a Philharmonic Orchestra, so there was 120 musicians and 40 chorus. So it would be impossible to have 120 musicians every day at the Moulin Rouge. And also we think it's better quality like this, and we wouldn't have the space to fit all these musicians and all these chorus anyway, so it's not live.
And how old this show is, Ferry?
Ferry has been created in 1999, December.
Almost 10 years now.
Almost 10 years, 10 years in December. Usually we keep the show between 10 and 12 years because it's an investment of 8 million euros.
For one show?
To create the show. So that's why we keep them so long, it's because it's a big investment, yes.
So why a same person would come again and again? For example, I came second time. Just for example, why I would like to come third time, fourth time, fifth time if the same show is same?
Because I think you came 2 times, and I think you didn't remember everything.
No, I did not remember.
So, and I think people, sometimes they come 3 times or 4 times, and they say, "Oh, are you sure you didn't change the show? Because I didn't see that last time." I said, "Yes, it's the same show." You know, and also we work with a lot of foreigners, people who come from all over the world. So maybe in 10 years they're going to come 2 times to Paris, and so it doesn't matter, you know. I think first of all they come to the Moulin Rouge, and secondly they come and see the show.
And who decides, what is the theme of Ferry? Is there a theme? I watched it 2 times. I could not figure out what is the theme of the show. Like there is a movie of Nicole Kidman on Moulin Rouge, and there is a theme behind it, that there is a Maharaja and he would like to marry the girl.
What do you mean? What do you mean by the theme?
There is like
the story?
Opera, story.
The story on the show.
Yeah.
In fact, the Moulin Rouge, at the Moulin, we have always the same kind of show. It's 4 little parts, 4 stories. So the first part is called the Moulin Rouge yesterday, the Moulin Rouge today, the Moulin Rouge forever. The second part is the pirates number. You saw last time it's about pirates. It's a love story between a lady and a pirate, but she thinks she's dreaming and it's not the truth. The third part is
and she jumps into the
because
the aquarium.
In the aquarium. Yes.
What is the philosophy? Why she jumps in the aquarium?
In fact, she met the Gorgon, the Gorgon, and the Gorgon she hypnotized her with a little flute. And so she's hypnotized, and so the Gorgon says, "You go into the water with the pythons," and so she thinks she's going to be murdered, you know. So she gets inside, but she plays with the pythons, and she's not dead. But at the end, when she flies, you know, with the guys, they say, "But maybe it was all a dream, only a dream." And the third part is a circus number, all about circus. You saw that with the little horses and the clowns. And the fourth part is always related to the history of the Moulin Rouge. So in this show, this is from the history from the Second World War until 2010.
Okay, all right. So you always divide it into 4 parts.
Sorry?
It is always divided into 4 parts.
4 parts and 3 acts between.
When Mikhail Baryshnikov performed here, did he perform in an act or it was a full?
No, it was a special evening.
Oh.
It was a gala. He was not in the show. We never welcome guest star in the show. When famous people come here, for example Frank Sinatra or Liza Minnelli, it's for special evening, like a special charity gala. So it's not the real show, you know. It's singers and maybe some of the dancers are doing some things, but we never welcome people
so that
in the
was
show.
His show, his full show.
No. It was just there for a gala.
So
it was part of a big evening. With different artists.
And then there was show also.
A bit of the show, some part of the show.
Okay, like so there was Ferry, and then
It was not ferry, it was an old show.
okay.
No, it was an evening. For example, the dancers, they do the opening of the evening, like 3 minutes. Then there is a singer coming, Frank Sinatra or Liza Minnelli. You know, it's for charity. It's nothing to do with our show.
Okay.
It's a special evening, but we don't do that anymore.
Oh, you don't do it.
No,
You're
no,
not
no,
doing
no,
it
no,
anymore.
no,
Okay.
no.
Why? Any reason?
I think the Moulin Rouge is the star now. We don't need to have famous people on the stage.
Oh,
People are coming.
When you thought that Moulin Rouge has become a star, when did you? How long ago you?
I think Moulin Rouge has become, was always famous, of course, but I think has become bigger in the years 2000 because we became number one in the cabaret in France and in Europe and maybe in the world because you can find only cabaret in Paris, and it attracted more and more people and also a younger audience. I think it is still very fashionable to come to Moulin Rouge. You come to Paris, you have to go to Moulin Rouge.
Yeah, it's a fashion.
Yes.
Local people also come?
Yes, we have.
I was staying in a hotel and the receptionist said that he could never think of going to Moulin Rouge. Like, so
No,
what kind of people would come to Moulin? Rich people, middle class?
Yeah, it depends. We welcome every year 50% French people, 50% foreigners. 20 years ago it was 80% foreigners, and we said it's a pity that French people don't come anymore at the Moulin. So we work on this market, and especially for the entreprise, the companies, they come here, for example, all the employees of a company, they come here to spend an evening, but also you have people from very different part of France who come to Paris for a weekend and they want to come to Moulin Rouge, or they come for a birthday party. You know, it's very different. So you have people who have money and also people who don't have money, but they save money to spend an evening at the Moulin Rouge.
Don't you think the ticket is too expensive?
I don't think so, because in the price you have a show, which is a big show with a lot of people on stage, and also you have drinks included. For example, half bottle of champagne per person if you drink alcohol. So I don't think it's so expensive.
Okay. And who is your competitor?
Since 2000 we don't have any more competitor. So
and who was earlier?
Who was? Before that it was the Lido.
Lido,
yes.
Yeah.
The same size, you know, same kind of size, same kind of show. I don't know if you saw the Lido before.
No, I haven't anything to do.
The Moulin Rouge is very French and the Lido is very American. But we still think there is space for both of us. No problem. But the Lido, they have financial problems.
You are saying that Moulin Rouge is too much French. What do you mean when you say it is too much?
No, I don't say too much. I see it's more French than Lido. Lido is more American. For example, at the Moulin Rouge, 90% of the songs are in French.
Okay.
And also we dance the French cancan.
Yeah.
We don't have that at the Lido, you know.
Okay.
It's a very American show.
Okay.
But I think there is enough people to fit the Moulin Rouge and the Lido.
Yeah, because Lido is also, you know, same price and...
Yes. Yes.
And it's also that old, I think.
1945.
And you started...
1889. This is
you're older.
120 years.
Yeah.
Much older. The same year than the Eiffel Tower.
Oh, yes. And to what extent it has been changed? Like, what are the changes you have brought during the years?
A lot of change. This is the third venue. There are 3 different Moulin Rouge venues. At the beginning, the dancers were not professional dancers. There were women doing sewing, you know, or laundrette, you know, things like that. And the creator of the Moulin Rouge decided to create a place where the cancan could be performed, because the French cancan was performed, but like in the streets, in the ball, but there was not a place to go and see the French cancan perform. So they created that, and so they hired dancers, which were not professional dancers at the beginning, but who became famous for the cancan. And also at the beginning there was no stage, no backdrop. The dancers were dancing in the middle of the audience.
Okay.
And it became very famous because of 2 things. All the audience was mixed. It was a mix of social background. You could have rich people, poor people. You could have women or men. It didn't, you know. And at that time, it was very different, because at that time, in 1889, rich people will go to rich places, and poor people would go to poor places. And the Moulin Rouge, no, everybody came. And the second reason why it became very famous is because of a painter called Toulouse-Lautrec. And Toulouse-Lautrec made the first advertising posters for the Moulin Rouge in Paris. And the posters, the first one is called La Goulue. La Goulue was the first famous dancer of the Moulin Rouge. And she was showing her bottom, you know, even if she has a skirt, but she was showing her bottom. And it made a scandal because in 1889 the woman wouldn't show their ankle, you know, and here she was showing her bottom. So, and you know what makes a scandal? Attract people. So everybody came to the Moulin Rouge. The second big part of the Moulin Rouge, when the Moulin Rouge burnt, they create a new venue, which became more like a theater with seats, a stage, and big decors, big backdrop, a lot of dancers, feathers, sequins, you know, beautiful costumes, topless dancers. It was created during the 1910s. And the famous people at that time was Miss Tinguette. Miss Tinguette, she's the person we created what we call now the French musical, you know. As I told you, boy, girls, topless dancers, beautiful costumes with feathers, etc. And the third part is from the 1950s. We decided to do the show in the venue where you saw the show and to create the dinner and show, which didn't exist before. So you can have dinner and then you watch the show.
And what new changes you want to bring in the next 50 years?
We don't know yet. I think, you know, it's important that we keep the tradition, because I think this is why the Moulin Rouge is so famous now and why so much people come every year, is because we keep the tradition. So it is important not to do something too modern. And also when you keep the same show between 10 or 12 years, you have to be careful that to be at the fashion at the time. You know, if you do something fashionable in 2001, it may be any more fashionable in 2010. So you have to be careful with that.
And the show goes on for such a long period. So the same artists keep on performing?
No, the artists, they have contract for 1 year. Sometimes they stay 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, but it changes every year.
Okay, like if I come after 5 years, I might see new faces.
Yeah, normally,
performing the same show?
Yes, but new faces.
But new faces.
Yes.
And how long it would take a newcomer to teach this?
To learn the show. Yeah, we do, there is two period of newcomers in October and in May. So they have 1 year, 1 month rehearsals, 6 days a week, 5 hours per day to learn the show. And after 4 weeks, they are on stage.
So when you will have new show? 2 years later?
2012.
2012?
Yeah.
You will have new show?
Yes.
Are you preparing for it?
Everything is prepared.
Oh, okay.
Now,
what is the name of that show?
It will begin by the letter F.
F.
That like all the show of the Moulin Rouge since 1962, but this is a surprise.
Oh, okay.
I cannot tell you.
and the same composition, like 4 acts.
Yes.
And
4 themes and 3 acts.
Do you also provide free tickets during some time of the day to public? No, not like Louvre. That Louvre is open on the first Sunday of every month.
No, no,
free.
no.
No free tickets.
No.
And okay.
The Louvre is a public company. Yeah. We are not. We are private.
It's a private.
Yes.
It's a totally. And for how long you have been with the Moulin Rouge?
14 years.
Oh.
It's my first job. I left school and I started at the Moulin Rouge.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes,
wonderful.
it is.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And if I will have more questions, I'll email you.
Yes, don't worry.
Thank you.